Hi there, Fact Table Basics 2, DWBI Session 9 on Business Intelligence by Parag Goel. Introduction. Numeric measures or facts in a fact table fall into three categories. Most flexible and useful facts are fully additive. Additive measures can be summed up across any of the dimensions associated with the fact table. Semi-additive measures can be summed up across some dimensions but not all. Balance amounts are common semi-additive facts because they are additive across all dimensions except time. Some measures are completely non-additive, such as ratios, temperatures, unit price, etc. We will now get into the details of each and understand what additivity means. Why fully, semi, or non-additive facts? Why this classification and how it will help us to be successful as a data warehousing developer operations resource. Let us talk about fully additive facts. Let us again consider the below fact table where it is showing the data for 3 rows, but as you understand, there will be numerous rows of data in this fact table. If you look at the highlighted columns, these are all the column headers for the rows of data into the fact table. So all these columns together will tell one record, where store dimension tells which store the sales has happened from. Customer dimension column identifies the customer who has purchased the product. The date dimension identifies on the date on which the sales or the purchase by the customer has happened. Product dimension identifies which product was actually sold. And finally, these are the two measures: quantity, the quantity of the product sold, and the amount in rupees, the amount in rupees for which the product was sold. If I were to read one record from the table and make an English sentence out of it, I could easily say, just look at the highlighted column of the table, that Chandni Jha went to Big Bazaar in location 2 to buy 10 Cadbury chocolates for which she paid rupees 200. What if we want to do some analysis and find out how much sales in amount in rupees has happened in Big Bazaar location 2? So what we are trying to say, for all the Big Bazaar location 2, how much amount of sales has happened is one question. The other analysis that we want to do is sales has happened to the customer Priyank Jain. So as you understand, there will be numerous rows which will contain in this particular column in the store dimension the Big Bazaar locations, and there will be numerous rows, not just two mentioned here. This is just for the example's sake. There will be many more rows which will contain Big Bazaar location. And similarly, the customer dimension, since Priyank Jain has gone on 16 May to buy something from Big Bazaar location 2, he could have gone earlier and also later. So there will be many more rows which will contain the data in the customer dimension column as Priyank Jain. To find out the answer for the first question, that how much amount of sales has happened in the Big Bazaar location 2, by looking into the table data, what we will do is to find out from the store dimension column all the rows that contain Big Bazaar location 2 as the value, and sum up the corresponding values from the amount in rupees column to find out the sales for the Big Bazaar location 2. Similarly, if we were to look for Priyank Chan in the customer dimension column, we should look for Priyank Jain as a value in this particular column, and then correspondingly add up the amount of sales to come up with the second answer. I hope you have understood this is how we do the analysis by reading the data from the table and come up with the questions asked by the business users. And the one tool that makes it easy is the SQL query. So any SQL query can read the relational database as in the data if it is stored in the form of tables which contains rows and columns. SQL queries can quickly give the answers that we are looking for. If you see with little more details in the discussion, the fact, the amount in rupees can be summed up across any dimension. So we can give, by looking just at these 3 rows, we can give Big Bazaar location 1 separate sales and Big Bazaar location 2 separate sales. How much that has happened. And by looking into this table, we can easily say if these were the only records, Big Bazaar location 1 has done sales of amount in rupees amounting to 2000 rupees, while on the other hand, Big Bazaar location 2 has done a sales of 5400 plus 200, which is 5600 rupees. If you see with little bit more details in the discussion, the fact amount in rupees can be summed up across any dimensions, be it store dimension, customer, date, or product, and is fully additive for any combination of dimension columns. Hence the name fully additive facts. I will just re-emphasize with one more discussion. So if we were to figure out store wise sales, we can sum up these amount in rupees. If we were to figure out customer wise sales, so how much amount of sales has happened to Parag Goel from whatever store, then we can just look for values in this particular column as Parag Goel and then sum up the corresponding amount in rupees. Similarly, what all products, which are my best selling products, we can just sum up the sales against each product, be it Peter England blue color shirt or Cadbury chocolate or Adidas sneakers, and then rank them or arrange them in the descending or the ascending order to figure out which are my best selling products or the least selling products as far as amount in rupees is concerned for the sales amount. And similarly, we can figure out how much sales has happened for a particular period. So from this particular table, we will just filter the date dimension and then take up all the corresponding amount in rupees column data values, add them up, sum them up, and report in my MIS report. I hope we have understood what fully additive fact means with this example. However, just an addition to that, we can also figure out how much sales has happened in a particular period by Parag Goel from Big Bazaar in location 1 for a particular product. And similarly, for all those values, we can dig into it and find out all those corresponding amount in rupees value and add those up and report it in our MIS report for the business users. So the facts that can be summed up across all dimensions are fully additive facts. And in this example, we have amount in rupees fact that can be summed up across all the related dimensions in this fact table. Now let us move to understand the semi-additive facts. Semi-additive measures can be summed up across some dimensions, unlike the fully additive measures. Like for example, balance amounts are common semi-additive facts because they are additive across all dimensions except time. We will now dive a little more deeper into understand what it means. Let us take the example of an inventory snapshot schema, and in an inventory snapshot schema referred to the reference table on the right. And if you read this table, what it gives is in a particular store for a particular product, how much quantity on hand was there on a particular date. So if you were to read, store 1 had product 1 on 20th of May, it had only 10 quantities on hand. Similarly, for product 2 on 20th May, store 2 had 21 quantities on hand. If we have to find out quantity on hand in store 1 and store 2, store 1 and store 2 on 20th May, then what we will do is we will just sum up this quantity on hand by filtering the records based on the date on 20th May, and store 1 will have 10 quantities on hand for product 1, so the reporting answer will be 10, and store 2 will have 21 plus 12 quantities on hand, which is 33 for product 2 and product 3 together. So but the question is, how much is the quantity on hand in store 1 and store 2 on a particular date? On the other hand, inventory levels are not additive across dates because they represent snapshot of a balance at one point in time. So if we were to figure out inventory on hand on 21st May 2021, since it is for store 1, we just cannot go ahead and add this particular value and looking into this row and this value and report 20 as quantity on hand. For example, if we were to find out quantity on hand on 21st May 2021, then we cannot simply add the numbers or measure based on the date dimension up to 21st May and report it, as it will give the wrong numbers for the quantity on hand on 21st May, which is still 10 and not 20. I hope we have now understood that quantity on hand cannot be added across the date dimension, but it can be added across store and product dimension. Because inventory levels and all forms of financial account balances are additive across some dimensions but not all, we refer to them as semi-additive facts. Semi-additive nature of inventory balance fact is even more understandable if you think about checking account balances. Just look at this particular data here, account balance through the week. So on Monday, presume that you have rupees 50 in your account. On Tuesday, the balance still remains 50 and it is not changed. On Wednesday, you deposit another 50 rupees and your balance changes to 100 rupees now. The account has no further activity through the end of the week. On Friday, you can't merely add up the daily balance during the week and say that you have rupees 400 in your account. However, on Friday also you have just 100 rupees. The most useful way to combine account balances and inventory levels across dates is to average them, resulting in an 80 average balance. In checking the example, in this particular example, it will be 80 as a average amount. Why? Because if you see 400 divided by number of time periods, which is 5 days, so it will be 80 as an average balance in this checking example. All measures that record a static level inventory levels, financial account balances, and measures of intensity such as room temperature are inherently non-additive across the date dimension and possibly other dimensions as well. In these cases, the measures may be aggregated across dates by averaging over number of time periods. Now let us discuss on the non-additive facts. Finally, some measures are completely non-additive such as ratios. A good approach for non-additive fact is where possible to store the fully additive component of the non-additive measure and sum these components into final answer set before calculating the final non-additive fact. What it really means is a ratio has a numerator and a denominator. What we can do is we can go ahead and store the numerator and the denominator part separately. The final calculation is often done at the BI or the OLAP cube. So non-additive facts such as unit price can never be added. You are forced to use counts and averages. I hope you have understood about the non-additive facts as well, such as ratios and unit prices, temperatures. These cannot be added. Just a quick recap on whatever we have learned so far about numeric measures in the fact table. We understood in this video that there are three types of facts: fully additive, semi-additive, and non-additive facts. We saw with an example that fully additive facts are the facts that are additive across all or any dimensions. Example, sales amount in rupees can be summed up across product dimension, store dimension, customer, or date dimension, or any combination of these dimensions. So for a particular product from a particular store, how much sales have happened, that can also be analyzed. Similarly, so on and so forth. Then we saw with an example that semi-additive facts are the facts that are additive across some dimensions, but not all. Example, quantity on hand or balance amount are additive across all but time dimension. Then we saw, on the other hand, there are some facts that are non-additive across any dimensions, facts such as unit price or ratios, etc. In our discussion, we also understood the benefits and developed the understanding around all the above mentioned types of facts and saw how each can be used for data analytics. Finally, once again, most important point, the numeric measures in the fact table fall into three categories. The most flexible and useful facts are fully additive. Semi-additive measures can be summed up across some dimensions but not all. Finally, some measures are completely non-additive, such as ratios. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next video let us understand types of fact tables: transaction, periodic snapshot, and accumulating snapshot fact tables. Please do like and subscribe the channel for more such interesting videos in the DWBI data analytics world from Parag Classes.